Alright, let's go ahead and get this thing started. So here's Final Mix, a little background information on it. My initial idea was to take the content mods that existed out there for Final Fantasy VII, Eris Revival, Hardcore, OVA, Nightmare, eventually NT, put them all together into one content mod that took the best of all of them, and then also to restore the deleted scenes and some of the unused text. Since then, it's continued to grow, and I've continued to add tons of new content or additional content. Nothing's really replacing the original story. I've shown videos on my channel, and there's so much new stuff that I've added that I couldn't do little snippet videos anymore. I just needed to do one big video and show some of what's been added. So yeah, let's get this started. I'm going to pick up a late game save and just fly around and show new content. Alright, let me go ahead and grab my transportation. So, one of the big new things we've been adding is new fields. So now every time you go into the Mithra mine, you're treated to the opening scene. So it doesn't just play once. Now you can come up here and enjoy this nice impaled snake as many times as you'd like. That's not a new scene, that's just adding that over and over. However, this is a new field. The sign telling you which way to go. And then it should just plop you right into the Mithra mine. Don't really want to be in here right now. There's nothing else to show. So, one thing we'll get to show now is that Red 13 has a new limit for Were 13. Oh, yeah, get no counterattack. So when he transforms into Were 13, I'll also transform Vincent into Galleon Beast just to show that both transforms still exist. Vincent has all 4 of his limits, and now Were 13 is an additional transform limit. Which is fun. Cosmo Memory, Red's original level 4. I just bumped that up, so it's his 3-2 now. Everything got bumped up, and he lost his 1-2 to make room for his new level 4. Let's get out of here. The snake again, because we can. No longer just a one-hit wonder with that field, which is one of those things. When I originally played the game, I was really sad that you could only see that once, so now you can see it as many times as you like. I'm going to run over to the beach by the Chocobo farm. I'm going to show the random battle model generator. It's also running right now with Final Mix. I'm going to try and show both Alpha Dunk models. Usually it would only have one, but now it has 2 that are randomly selected with 50-50 for which one you're going to get. Alright, so I call that one the female, obviously. Not obviously, but that's just how I identify it. It's very basic. keep running around and try and find the male version. Sometimes you'll hit the same model, 3 or 4 times in a row, and that's just the nature of random. Oh, but we got the male immediately. Alright. And I call that one the male because obviously he's really hairy, he's got tusks, whatnot. But yeah, they're both just Alpha Dunk, and normally that only has the one battle model. So there are about 64 enemies in the game that had one model that got randomized to have. Now they have 2, 3, or 4. I don't think anything has more than 4. Let's hit the bricks. Head towards midgar. So late in the game, after you've got the key to Sector 5 and you return to Midgar, in Final Mix, what you can now do is you can explore the entire city. Nothing's really locked off. I call that the restored Midgar, just for my own personal reference, I guess. So one thing you can do is you can go into the church. Normally you can't get back into the church this far. It's locked off. I wanted to be able to explore as much of the game, especially in the late game, as possible, and I didn't see any reason why it should remain locked off. Let me update my party. To show that limit doohickey. I'm tired of Cloud laying down on the job. There we go. There we go. Let's go. And back to the rooftop. So that's fun. Up and along the rooftops. This NPC here triggers a bug sometimes right there. Like I said, with these, this is a deleted text, unused text series. But, there's still a lot of bugs to run down. Show another additional field. Normally you can't go up here, but now you can. Here's the Sector 5 train station, right? Sector 6. Sector 5. Earlier in the game, there's a MP here who will tell you that the trains never come here anymore. Late in the game, he's just not here anymore. I keep making my way to Shinra Tower. There's a party swap that we're going to be doing there. When you play through Final Mix, one of the things is right before your party goes to the Temple of the Ancients, the Shinra get there before you. They get their asses handed to them by Sephiroth right before you get there. So you actually get to play through that now. And since that party swap happens once, I just went ahead and made it so that you can have it late in the game also if you wanted to play with those battle models further, just to goof off. But you gotta go get them. I mean, it's... Now, this is another additional field late in the game. This passageway is now open. So after you return with the key to Sector 5, that passageway is open and it'll take you to the reopened, partially crushed Sector 7. Sector 7 slums, rather. Most of this field is closed off because it was crushed. A few of the tenants have returned. They have dialogue that reflects the current situation. You can no longer go this way because that part is still destroyed by Platefall. However, we can go back into the bar. There's a new bartender. Come on. Better get the pub back up and running. I think you did a great job, dude. Thanks. So that's enough around this way. Let's head over and walk back up to the tower. Lots of devastation still from Platefall, obviously. Didn't want to change any of that with the cleanup effort to reopen the Sector 7 slums. You know, they couldn't reopen everything. That'd be crazy. So I know some people wonder why I still use the Dissidia cloud instead of like a Crisis Core G-Bike versions. And the answer is really simple. I just like it because it's bigger, it's a larger scale model, it's bright, it's colorful, it's vibrant, it's a little more cartoony. And so that just works for me personally, but I understand that not everybody likes this model. Hell, most people don't. I'm probably in the 1% that do. So to get back up to the Shinra Tower, late in the game I restored the Lifeline of Hope here. I think that's what it was called. I forget. So this is all really for, yeah, just goofing off late in the game when... You know, you just want to explore the world and you don't want parts of it closed off to you. So this pendulum right here, let's hope we can hit it in the first try, even though it takes me about 12. Oh man, this part is one of those things, man. You'll get it the first time every time when you're not trying to demonstrate something. Trying to demonstrate something, you just cannot do it. Maybe I've never done it before. Maybe this will be my first time. I've never gotten this far into it before. Like the game feels sorry for you at a certain point. It just lets you do it. So there are two ways. Once you're up here, you can go back down the way you came, and you can go this way. I think this takes us to the sewer. It's like two different sides to two different locations. Yeah, that one's to the sewer. It's not really the sewer, that's the train something? I forget. So once you make it all the way up to the top of the Shinra Tower and trigger an event, then you can trigger it from the airship while you're flying around. You don't have to redo this whole sequence, maze-like sequence again. You can just swap from the airship. The same thing is true for the Final Fantasy VIII guys. Their swap also. Once you've done it once, then the game will let you do it just as often as you want. Tree, that makes a lot of sense. No, it's fine. And then here's Rufus wandering around. I know, he was destroyed, but where his office was, but we all know from Advent Children that he did survive. Spent a lot of time, my office being blown up and all. Why don't you let me? My staff. Sure, go for it. So if you've played through Final Mix to this point, you've already played as the Shinra once, so you'd be accustomed to kind of what their idiosyncrasies are. Mostly just dealing with the fact that the kernel, which controls limits, only loads once, so you can't swap that. Oh yeah, that means we go for that. I do want to put something else in here. I want to put Hojo in there. Let's get out of here. Take the long, slow trek back to the high wind. Yeah, it won't take that long. We'll be out of here in a minute. Or 6. So a lot of these early fields weren't really made considering multiple party leaders. Obviously, Red 13 did that weird texture error that happens. It happens on the PlayStation version too, so I have no idea what causes that. It happens all the time. Well, not all the time, randomly. Yeah, so most of the midgar fields you can have Tifa as your party leader, so I can have Elena as my party leader. Nope, she doesn't have an animation. No, she did have an animation. Okay. Calm down. I do not want to go this way, though. Yeah, see, they never programmed Tifa to be on this field. So, we're going to go back in charge. Or, Rufus back in charge. It'll update when we hit the next field. There we go. What it is. There it is. Yeah. At least you don't have to mess with the pendulum on the way out, that's for certain. You know, and a thought might be as well when the swap occurs, when you say yes to Rufus that you want to let them take over, I could just place you right outside of midgar when that happens. It would make it harder to swap back, like you would have to walk all the way back in, but you already have to walk all the way back in to swap back anyway. Because Cloud is now up on the 61st floor of the Shinra Tower. But like I was saying, once you've made the swap, there's a guy inside the high wind that can swap you back. The same guy that New Threat uses on Disc 3 to allow you to change your party leader. Will also allow you to swap your party between the different available ones. So this will be an interesting one. We should be able to transform Hojo here. That'll be fun. He attacks, he generally transforms. Let's see. I guess not with Slash All. I'll have to take that materia off. Alright, and just for a bit of fun here, when you get over to the high wind, you will notice it's actually now a Shinra helicopter. You'll see it better after the fight. Joe, let's see. Yeah, here we go. He eats his capsule. Transforms. Man, that thing's ugly. Sang also has transforms. He won't do it now because they're all limits for him, but he transforms into alternate versions of Vincent's limits. Like, they're not the same model, they're just different models. Helicopter. Fun stuff. Let me run through everybody's battle models real quick. Yeah, we'll show you these guys. So other than Sang, who is using Vincent's animation, all these other characters are using their own enemy animations. You can tell by Palmer doing his weird dance there. Their victory poses from their enemy models as well. Moved calm is still something we're working on. You have to walk a little bit further to get there, but that may not be included with final mix, depending on if we can get it, fully worked out. Right now, the exit to the town is on the wrong side of the ocean. I'll show you. Always leave a mode of transportation on one side, or you got a long walk. You got to walk all the way through those mountains. to the Chocobo farm. So like I was saying, this may not be included in point 8, the point 8 build, which is what this is, but it may be included in a later version. So here is Sora. I don't know if he'd be talking to us or if... Yeah, well, it still says I'm Rufus. That's funny. No, we don't want to fight right now, Sora. You can watch that fight on my channel. There's lots of those characters running around. Costa del Sol has a lot of Final Fantasy characters. See, we're on the other side. We exited town where we normally would have. So, because of that, this moved calm, well, it won't be included for a while. Until the bugs are ironed out of that. So some of what I'm showing is a little bit beta content. That one in particular. There's the big old fancy gold saucer. That's where we're going. Before we go, I'm gonna show the last. Who did we not show? Dark Nation is the only person that didn't battle yet. No, Sid does, or Palmer does have the other world map model. He's your other party leader as well for Sid. Alright, we'll leave everybody there and we'll head into the gold saucer. I did not know the Dark Nation could be the party leader. But apparently he can. Avoid that happening again. Won't be a Dark Nation for a minute, but that is odd stuff right there. That's the fun of party swapping, you never really know. I mean, if you stay with traditional, like Rufus is your party leader for Cloud, then you should usually never have any problems. The same is true with Final Fantasy party swap, which we're going to do right now. You can see that earlier on my channel, so I'm not really showing anything new with that. You'll notice right here, though, the entry to the Gold Saucer is the long intro, as if we'd never entered the Gold Saucer before. The reason is because the very first time I played this game, I loved this video, and it's one of those things you could only see once. And I didn't like that, so I set it so that the long intro of the Gold Saucer will play every time. I mean, yeah, if you're trying to breed chocobos and you're running back and forth all the time, maybe that's a little frustrating. But I personally, I just like the visuals. So. New field by Giuseppe. I hope I'm saying that right. I've never actually heard it, just read it. Remade field. It's not new, obviously. It's just an entryway. So I'm already swapped once to the Shinra guys. Here's Ward walking around from Final Fantasy VIII. But we can swap again, and shouldn't be any issue currently. Now in the future, I'm going to add a third party swap, and what that'll do is if you swapped from one party from either Final Fantasy VIII to the Shinra to Final Fantasy VIII, it would turn you into that third party. Here's from New Threat, the guys that make the monsters, extra battles. So these are not exactly the same as the ones from New Threat. They're different. The zombies all in, the midgar's all in, the bolts in its neck. Bad Apps is a different version of Apps. Moon Gigas is like a Moon Gigas without a head. Gilgamesh is just Gilgamesh. Omega and Nemesis. I think Omega might be ready. That was not ready. Let's see if we can create it. I don't have these guys set up, so even if Omega is there, it will not be very difficult to defeat right now. Let's see if we can make it. I may not have all the items, so like I said, this isn't set up yet. So it should be Omega Weapon from Final Fantasy VIII. And eventually, you'll be able to defeat people in the world like Sora or the Final Fantasy X guys, and they'll give you whatever the special item is you need to make these extra bosses, whether it's... Oh, well, he did hit me pretty hard. Whether it's Nemesis weapon from Final Fantasy X, Omega weapon from Final Fantasy VIII, etc. And all those other characters. So you'll have to do the side quests, like defeating a Sapphire weapon, to build some of these build-a-bosses in the battle arena. Yeah, I really hope he doesn't game us over. I have no idea how many hit points he has right now. Just cast that surround on it, just to make sure we don't game over. What the hell? Wow, that was one hell of a load time. So you may have noticed that the break max damage and break max hit points is not on right now. That will be added to Final Mix. I don't know why I have it pulled right now. But that is normally a feature that I have added in. So, no, he definitely has 130, wow. We'll just keep swinging. Yeah, I shouldn't have even triggered this fight. Nemesis would have been infinitely more difficult. Because Nemesis AI is from New Threat, so it is very difficult. This AI isn't tweaked. I'm sure I just turned all his stats way up. I will tweak it in the long run, but I have not done that with any of the other battle arena monsters. Yeah, like I was saying, this is just a demonstration. There are still a lot of issues with Final Mix. I try and resolve them whenever I can, whenever I have time. I've really slowed down my production rate on this mod recently. And he hits Firebender. Just kills him every time. All these characters should be level 99 as well, so... Just keep swinging with legs. Yeah, I really wish I had the Breakmax patch on so we'd be hitting them harder. You know, I'm sure I probably copied his stats directly from Final Fantasy VIII. So however many hit points that one has is probably how many it is. I don't think he's gonna fall after this round either. So, even though we are currently swapped, I'm gonna stop and just start again. I do not want to have to sit through this defeating this one. There we go. That should work. Do I have a ropeway station save in here? Right there. Yeah, let's not start one of these long, hard fights again just for no reason. When I finish Final Mix and release it, whoever wants to do a playthrough, I've had a couple of offers from people to do playthroughs of Final Mix. Y'all can be the ones to have to figure out how to defeat those guys. Now, my Final Fantasy VIII video, swap video, I go through all of where all the characters are here in the Gold Saucer, like Irvin's in the Haunted Mansion, and Selfies in the arcade and stuff like that. So I'm not going to go show each and every one of those people because I've already shown it once. That's not what I had intended for this video to be. They have a little story about why they're here, which is fun. I can say no. And then it's the same thing as as with the Shinra party swap. All of your original characters go, and then you have all these guys. I know Queena isn't from Final Fantasy VIII, but there wasn't anybody else that really fit that battle model for Kate Sith, so I went with Queena. And it lets me play with that character, and I really enjoy that character. So. And now all those characters, this was Ward, now it's Barrett, so. Then you sent all of your guys out on vacation. With these party swaps, they are full swaps, so you could theoretically just go beat the game right now. Cutscenes aren't going to make a lot of sense, like when it starts showing other characters that aren't the ones you currently are, but you could. There's only a little bit more I really want to show that I haven't shown already on my channel. I've shown the Sapphire fight that I will go down there to be like the last thing that I do. All the fights I've shown previously in videos are still here. If you put Sid as your party leader on this field and had want to replicate that thing I did with Dark Nation a while ago. That was interesting. So let's see. Legion is that character. Angela is that character. Okay. So am I Angela? Be weird. I don't even remember doing a field model for Angelo. No. It was just a strange glitch earlier. Which, when you're trying to crowbar this many characters into a game, playable characters, I think is currently at 25. And it's going to be 26 once Reunion 6 comes out. Summons, or not, well, there are multiple summons. The Shinra have some of their own. Actually, I could stretch that out over a lot of people. got the Ragnarok here, so that's fun. Yeah, so 25 playable characters. I'm counting Young Cloud, Young Tifa, Jessie, and Mrs. Cloud. All those videos can be seen on my channel. Plus the 9 original characters, the 9 Shinra characters, and the 9... Oh wait, so that's... and then that's 8 characters. Oh, that's 27 plus 1. Oh, it's 31. So we'll be 32. Okay. Math. Fun times. Yeah, and like I said, it's a full party swap, so everywhere you think there would be a character, there's a character. That's taking over. 31 will be 32 playable characters. Well, 27 playable characters, and let's say 5 guest characters. How's that? And then transforms. There are the 5 Vincent's normal 4. There's 1 for Ware 13. There are 3 for Sang. There's 1 for Hojo, and there's actually 1 for Dark Nation too. So there's 10 transforms. And then multiple summons, multiple versions of summons. I might say Ramu for the main party is just an update, whereas for the Shinra it's a slightly different, or it's a completely different battle model. So I guess the only real thing left to do is there's a missing house. That's interesting. That's from that world map issue I was discussing earlier. It's not resolved, so I really won't be including that until it can be resolved. Oh, Sid can't be party leader on the Galnica. I did not know that. It really won't help too much, but help a little bit. So I used to have a prerequisite to fight Sapphire on the Galnica that you had to have fought it when you were at Junin, but I've removed that prerequisite. Now you can fight him in either location, either time. Here's a new field. This is the 5th Galnica room. Custom made. Again by Giuseppe. Hope I'm saying that somewhere near right. I don't know. He did this field, he did the new Mithra Mine entrance, and just tons of stuff. You can follow him on the Quim forums. He's got lots of custom fields he's been working on. Actually, that dog's got problems. Fun character for getting another fight. And so yeah, there's lots of stuff to encounter. You can run all over the place, encounter lots of different things. Well, the fun thing about Final Mix is it tries to not step on the original game. So if you don't want to deal with any of the new content, for the most part, you don't have to. You can if you want, just to, liven things up. Give yourself something to goof around with while you're playing through the game. That's what I like to do, personally. But if you didn't want to do that, you just wanted to charge through 100% original, you can do that as well. So, one thing, I'm not gonna trigger this. Well, I guess I'll end on Sapphire. I'm definitely not going to fight him because I just have to spam him with Knights of the Round. And we already saw how that went with Omega, golly. Showing all the models, I might as well. Alright, and now you got Squall, Irvine, and Selfie fighting the Sapphire weapon. Because that just makes a lot of sense, but why not? So there have been deleted fields that I was restoring. You saw that with the Sector 5 train station. There's actually another one I'm going to reboot. There's another one, and it's a lot more infamous. The Lost Ice Cave, I think, is what it's referred to. There's documentation about where it would fit in the game on the unused text series over at the livestream.net, which is a great read. You should read that. Every Final Fantasy VII fan should read the unused text series. But this is that infamous Lost Ice Cave field that they had preliminary photos shown of it and whatnot. This field here. So it's been restored into the game. It has its own custom walk mesh. Walk meshes take forever to make. Treasure box. This is a joint effort between me and Giuseppe to make it. I added that little cave entryway there and the walk mesh. He got rid of the original treasure chests that were part of the image. This field is two layered. There's this upper layer where we are now. The big U shape that we're running around. And then there's a lower section. That walk mesh isn't finished, and it won't be included for a while. Walk meshes take a long time to make. They're very frustrating. The editor is very wonky right now. You can't just make a 3D mesh in Max or Blender or something and import it. You have to go in and set each point X, Y, and Z. And it's just frustrating. So anytime you see these custom walk meshes, just know a lot of effort goes into that, like way more than anything else. Custom models, easy. Upscaling backgrounds, easy. Even making a custom model would be easier than using that editor. Alright, and so since it was a U shape, I inserted it between two fields. Normally the last field would just spit you out here, which is basically an exit. Yeah, we're out of here. So this is just an exit to the Great Glacier. But this is kind of where that lost ice cave was proposed to have been, so that's why I stuck it in this area. Like I was saying, that's kind of how Final Mix is. It's all about adding additional content without trying to change the original content. You get a lot of mods that step all over the original game's story. That wasn't my intent with this one. I do want to do something else, though. We had an hour already. I've shown this other part in my Final Fantasy X battle video, but I want to show it again just so I can talk about it a little more. This is a really old mod that a friend of mine made ages and ages ago that got incorporated. One of the first things to get incorporated to Final Mix. Was the swimsuit mod. So anytime you're at Costa del Sol, your party's in swimsuits. Which I think is hilarious. I mean, it was one of the earliest things I remember people talking about for custom content mods. Being like, oh, wouldn't it be awesome if you could go into a room and change your clothes? Now, the guy who made it, he had a hard time figuring that part out, but I still incorporated it. And then here's the Final Fantasy X ones. They're shown in my Final Fantasy X video. That was the initial idea for the name Final Mix. For anybody who didn't catch that, it was when Kingdom Hearts Final Mix came out. I was like, oh, okay, well, what's so final about it? You know, it was like an international version or whatnot. But in Kingdom Hearts, you know, you got to play as Cloud, or meet Cloud and Squall and all those Final Fantasy characters and all the Disney characters. And I thought, well, wouldn't it be neat if Sora could be in Final Fantasy VII? And hence, so Final Fantasy VII Final Mix, that's where the title came from. This is kind of an old scene. I mean, you can look at the upload date of the video I did and think I was working on it probably a year before I did that video. What? Yeah, you have to beat all these characters here before you can, before they'll go on to Snow Village or wherever, Iceland. And then I guess Cloud and company, they went and put their regular clothes back on real fast because he's in his regular clothes, not in the swimsuit anymore. So yeah, that's about all I had to say. Anything in the comments, for sure, leave it. Tell me how bad I suck or how crappy all my models are, how much, you know, this, that, and the other. Have fun. Got any good ideas, definitely let me know. You know, this is only 0.8 and I haven't finished 0.8 enough to release it. You might keep an eye on my channel for a release of this content mod. It won't be all the models that you're seeing. Now, it'll be some of them. It'll definitely be those Final Fantasy X models right there. It'd definitely be Sora. Things that are very specific to the custom content, but it won't be additional models that would already be in the game, like Cloud, Tifa, and Yuffie there. They won't be included. It would just be the content stuff, like the Final Fantasy VIII party swap, the Shinra party swap, playing as Jessie in the bombing run and things like that. Any other, you know, ideas of legitimately cool Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy based ideas, I'll always listen to. Yeah. So thanks for watching. If you made it this far, bravo to you.